On this episode of the KillfeedHQ podcast,
Obviously,
I'm talking
I've
about
always believed there should
CDL
be more
era
teams.
is being filled with plumber talent. It has been plumber talent.
But we'll see where Mercules can take them in this major.
You said where Mercules can take him. You think he's their best player? Is that what you're saying? And Faze do not make the Sunday. I'm sorry, Faze fans. Sorry, Faze up, but Faze will be going down. New faces, new teams, man. It's Optic team. I fuck with it. I fuck with him, man. Optic crowd a little hype.
Mercules the GOAT, man. Young GOAT.
Young goat in the making. We'll see.
Young GOAT in the making.
But
Yes, sir.
Sure.
let's get this pod started,
Hey,
man.
man.
Intro us off, man.
We live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Kill Feed. This is Nightmares, Kill Feed Nightmares. Happy to have y'all join us. Watch the full video. Please comment, like, subscribe. We talk all things Call of Duty. We're gonna talk Major 4. We're gonna talk qualifiers. We're gonna talk, a couple of fun things here and there. And yeah, I'm gonna pass to my co-host.
What's going on, man?
What's up,
Lyson
everyone?
Keith,
This is
KillfeedHQ, man. Thank you guys for coming out.
Sir.
What's up, everyone? This is Killfeed Abattoir. Excited to share the pod with you. Like Nightmare said, comment, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts and any suggestions or anything on the video. Excited to share this with you.
Yes, sir, man. Then we gonna get right into the juicy stuff, man. New look Optic. Optic drops guys. We got Mercules filling back in. Or not back in, filling in. Straight out of Challenger, straight out the Toronto Ultra camp, And yeah, man, I just want to say this guy is a demon on the map. He's not playing like a rookie. Mercules is straight up playing like a vet right now. And all of them. Shotzi, Dashy. I'm not even saying Shotzi and Hook aren't playing good. They're playing really good, but I think Mercules is just he's a star in the making, and I love what I see from him right now.
For sure, for sure. I think Sky's coming in, maybe not playing objective like we thought that he would. I think that he had a few good looks here and there, but the way Mercules has come in and fitting right into the team, I think at least right now it looks good in the few matches that they played, and seeing it's going to be exciting seeing where they can go in Major 4 and utilize him
Yeah,
to
you repping green lights for Optic?
for sure. Look at that, come on.
Green wall, huh?
You look
Literally.
off the green wall.
Okay, okay.
Of course.
What you
Yeah,
think? What you think, Keith?
I think this Optic team, I think it's good. It's better, more improved. There's still holes in their game. Mercules is definitely a big improvement compared to Skies and compared to where Kenny was at that time. My big question mark is obviously where Dashy's gonna play at. I feel like when you look at the numbers, Dashy's numbers aren't as good as we're used to seeing from him. His movement doesn't allow him to play in the point as much in this Call of Duty. Merc has to play on the point. I don't think he's meant to be playing as an anchor for this team. Which kind of leaves a question mark. Where does Dashy play? Yeah, I really want to see what this Optic team can do, because obviously I feel like when Optic is good, I always feel like CDL, professional COD, is just elevated to a different level.
I think Dashy, regardless of if his movement is there or not, I think the one thing, the strength of Dashy is his shot and how he shoots. And I think they're gonna figure out a way to get him acclimated to the point again. He is and he should be their point guy. He's definitely the slowest out of the three, and you can clearly see Mercules. He plays at a scrap like pace. He plays intense. He pushes out. He knows how to hold cuts. He knows how to read the map real well. And I think you want him out there. You want him to get the cuts. You want him to do that, especially because he has way better movement than Dashy. And I want to see Mercules have a sub more in his hand, try to just cut up, because I'm not gonna lie, this guy is filthy with both of them. AR sub doesn't matter, and I think Dashy he's gonna get acclimated to the point. All year he's kind of had to slay, and now he's kind of having to go back to this point stuff, and it's not working out. And honestly, even if he doesn't hold the point, I think they can play around Dashi by just holding angles, by holding cuts. He'll make it work because his shot is that good, and he can legit shut down a whole lane by himself. So I'm not worried about the Dashi Merc fit just yet. I think I love what I've seen so far, and I think they're only going to get better over time.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from Hook with an AR. I think he should. Yeah, I think that they're using him as
He's nice with it.
a flex
Hey,
player, right? They're using him as
Mhm.
I think that I don't think that he should, move over to AR permanently. I think that with Shotzi's inconsistency, I know that Shotzi, turned up pretty good in a few matches for this major. But even with that uncertainty in Shotzi's game, I think that, Hook should uh keep playing both AR and sub. I think he can bounce off of both AR players and sub players and fit in kind of where he needs because we've seen him fry with both. So if Shotzi's having somewhat of a down game, um, who can elevate him with a sub and they can play off each other and we've seen that work where they play pretty well together. So I think Mercules gives them that chance and that opportunity of having players play what they need to on the map without having to worry about um, any holes in their game. Which again, like you said, Keith, there are still, of course, but we'll see where Mercules can take them in this major.
you said where Mercules can take him. You think he's their best player? Is that what you're saying?
Um, in this current major, I think Shotzi still is. Well, I wouldn't say still, but I think Shotzi is currently in this major, not overall in the year.
Mm.
But I think the sample size for Mercules is too small right now. We got to see a few more matches
You
out of
think
him. But
Shotzi
I
is the
would
best right now
on their team in this current major, right? Not on the
in this
year.
current major? Current major,
This current
yes.
major, even after
I
that
don't
control
know.
performance, Mercules put up what a 3.0
Did you
KD
see the hard point?
above three
You see the
K.
hard point that
We talking about the number one
Shotzi did?
KD in the league. In
Bro,
the
what are you
league.
talking about?
We
Did you see the
talking
hard
number
point?
one overall, like
I
Did you
think
see
first
the hard
draft
point thing
pick.
that Shotzi
yes, bro.
did?
I think it's obviously
You
Mercules.
talking about Cooper Flag,
I
man.
think
Cooper Flag to Dallas. That's what it is. This is
uh,
Cooper Flag to Texas, man.
Yep.
I think it's obviously
I'm not
Mercules
I'm
just
not
with his slaying
downplaying how
ability.
great he is, but
I think with his time, I think with his ability to switch between AR and sub, the way he can play fast, the way he can slow it down. I mean, he virtually can do anything and everything. I think that makes him so valuable. I think no matter what team he went on, he improves you no matter what. It's just fortunate that Optic, get a legendary player like this. But yeah, I think Mercules, I think he's their best player. I think Shotzi's probably the most important just because of you can play around his slang. But I think Mercules, I think he's their best, hands down. I think he's a top 10 player already in this league.
I have two things I want to say. I think you will like I kind of see your point, David, where Shotzi is pretty impactful, and when he's slamming, he's gonna take Optic over that next level. Like, so I definitely see your point in that. But we're gonna see a lot more of Shotzi slamming, and it's important to understand that that's because of Mercules. I think his presence on the map is simply going to open up so many opportunities for Shotzi and Hook, especially Hook. And we've already seen, I love what I'm seeing with Hook doing with Mercules. He's playing so aggro, which allows Shotzi to play his natural game right now. Shotzi can play ratty, he can play corners, he can just sit prone, do his little cheesy stuff, and that's where he thrives at. So I think we're going to see more of Shotzi coming into his own, and it's definitely because of Mercules. And then yeah, Keith, I think you mentioned it's just fortunate that Optic get a top 10 player. Nah, it's not fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it was just the money talking, you know what I
The
mean?
money
Like
talking.
Toronto Ultra, they just can't pay the big bucks.
Mm.
So, Optic just come swoop in like the big dogs they are and they say, yeah, you know what, we're gonna take a top 10 player of all time coming up and yeah, you guys can hold on to Beans. So shout out Beans, shout out the United States,
Not
man.
bad, man.
Shout out to the visa protocols all around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Toronto Ultra, man. That org, I got question marks for them, man.
the
My
Toronto
bronze
Bronze.
surfers, man.
Yep.
Like, yeah,
We still
these
good.
bronze
We
surfers, man.
undefeated
I
right now
don't
in this
know.
major. We undefeated. Come on now.
Just
I'm
to
pretty sure
finish
you guys were
third, right?
undefeated last year. You guys were undefeated last major.
Undefeated at
Oh,
getting
no,
third
that Boston.
place.
You
No,
guys
no,
have the
no. I
Boston
think we lost
online
one. Yeah,
cheese.
Boston. That Boston lag.
The Boston online
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you guys were pretty much undefeated. People had them winning, you know what I mean? But
100%.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I think
Talking.
when it comes to land, I think Beans, you know what I mean? Like I think the way he be playing, bro, just be like shaking up the stage a little too much. Inside stop shooting straight, bro. I'm not gonna lie, all of a sudden it land.
Beans. He's an S&D demon. But talking about another undefeated team. I want to talk about this Miami team. What you guys think about them?
Mm.
I mean, they're obviously undefeated right now. They have arguably two of the best rookies, Rencore and Super. Can they win this major? And who do you think's their best player?
I'll
I like
go.
Super.
I think Super is their best player. I think Super is their best player, and I think Rancor is the most consistent. But I think Super, ever since he's joined, has brought a different intensity to this team. He's played at a pace that makes what we were saying about Mercules to an extent. I think Super has done for Miami. And I think my biggest thing is he's always in the right spot. If you're looking at the mini map, like he knows when to hold spawns, he knows when to fall back, he knows when to hold angles, and the S&D prowess that he brings, he's currently the best S&D player in the game. I don't think it's close. He is the best S&D player in the game. He makes everyone in his team better at S&D. And I think that alone should make him the best player in the team. But I could see argument for Rancor too. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Avatar.
I'm high on Super. I think especially in, like you said, in SND, his map sense, his positioning on the map. He just always seems to be in the right place, right time. And he kind of takes that over. And I do agree. I think Rancor is a little bit more consistent. But I think when it comes down to it, to your question, um, I think they can win this major. I don't think that they will, but I think they definitely have the firepower, and the play style that can win them this major. I think without a doubt they'll place high, but I think it all relies on how consistent Super is and how he performs in hardpoint and control. So
Yeah, me personally, I think I got Rencor as their best player. He's been the best player all year. He's been super consistent, super aggressive. Probably one of the better ARs. Definitely top 10, arguably top 5 AR in the game right now. I think at the pace that he plays at, the kills that he gets, he can play hard point S&D and control. I think Super, he's an S&D demon, but I think he slows down hard point control compared to Rencor. I think a lot of what they do is playing around Rencor. I don't think they can win this major. They're nowhere close. I don't know if they're not a top 4 team, arguably top 5, but now with Optic being the new luck Optic, this Miami team they're probably top 6, maybe, depending on the day. I don't think they're I don't think the grass is green on the other side for this team. I think it's over for them at this point.
Yeah, I don't think Miami's winning the
Okay.
major. I think they're if this team wants to win any majors, I don't think you can do it with a player like Metals. Granted, he has been consistent recently. He can be a walking 1.5, and at any given time point, he can be a 0.5. And I think when all of these players play against the caliber of players that are the Faze and that are the LA Thieves, they don't hold the same slaying prowess. They don't keep the same consistency. And yeah, I think that's not going to get them over the hump. They're a bit away. I think as they experience more losses, more wins, more team chemistry grows between the trio of Real, Rencor, and Super. I think they could do it over time. Maybe next COD, but probably not this COD.
Yeah, yeah. I think the chemistry is super important. And if we're going to talk about chemistry, obviously we're going to talk about Atlanta Faze. They won 2 trophies, but they are not looking good at all. Um, I honestly don't even think they make Sunday at this major. I really don't. They're not good. They are not good, man.
think I think Atlanta Faze. Same seeing him struggle like this with the way they start off this year. Um, I was hoping that we were going to see great matchups between them and the Thieves right now, but if they were to play the Thieves on land today, I don't see them having a chance. And my problem with that, and the reason I say that is because Simp is not having a superstar year. Like Celium is having that superstar year, but Simp is not having that superstar year. He started off great, but I think these last two majors, he's definitely took a step back. If you look at his hardpoint KD, it's 0.92. That's not it. Also, Atlanta Faze is the second quickest rotation team, so they rotate very early for all of their hills, and they are also the second most broken team in the league. So they get broken like it's nothing. They need to go back, they need to sit, and they need to figure out how they can play around Simp and not Celium. Celium is a good player. He's great right now, but they need to figure out how to get Simp back into his flow state, how he can, play like Simp that we know, not get traded after getting one kill every time. Play like the Simp that gets two pieces, that gets lost on the map, that pinches, that hits like mid cuts, that holds. He does the most unexpected thing, and I think you see that affecting Abizi as well. Abizi and Simp, they like live off of each other, and right now in Hardpoint, they're just not. They can't buy one. Draza, his stats aren't all that, but Draza, if you look at the mini map, he passes the eye test.
Yeah,
He
Jaws
does
is good
good.
value.
He's doing the rotations. He's consistently having Celium's back. He's putting Celium in the right position, and that's why this Phase team is even as good as they are right now because Celium's thriving and he's doing good. So yeah, I think Simp needs to just step it up, man.
Yeah, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I disagree with kind of where they're at. I know, or at least in sense of the future. I know that they're in a bit of a slump right now. Obviously, Celium's frying, Draws is consistent enough. But when then we look at Simp and Abizi, like you said, they seem a little bit off right now on the map and with getting kills. So I just think that with the star power that they have on their team, I stand by what I said last spot. I don't think that it's sustainable for them to be in this slump, especially where they started off in the beginning of the year. Um, and I think that they are going to start to really ramp it up and show a lot of improvements. And especially with this next major coming up, and we'll get into the major predictions later on. But um, you know fair warning, I think that they go pretty far in this major. So yeah, I think that all relies though solely on whether Simp and Abizi can play off of each other and
Hold on, you think they go far this major?
oh, we'll get into that when we
Hold
get
on, hold
into
on,
it.
hold on. That's crazy. Even after the performances they've had?
Yeah.
Nah. I don't think. I think they're hard point. They're giving up way too much time. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously they're S and D.
I
If you have good
yeah,
S and
I
D, you
think
can win.
they'll
But
turn it around.
do you think they
I
turn it around?
think that I think that they're a team that, even map by map, I've seen it before. I've seen where they've been. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? They're down by 75, 100 points, and next thing you know, they're on the map, winning, controlling the map on hard point, and they make in map adjustments, and I don't see why they can't make that, game by game and match by match. So I think that they're gonna you know crunch time for this major, and then with champs, I think that they can for sure turn it around. So
So I mean, I'll add on to. I think they'll also go far in this major. I think just their record alone is going to give them a good bracket. They're going to go 5-1 most likely. They play the Falcons. I don't see the Falcons doing shit. We could get into that later, but um, it, I think the Phase boys they're going to get a good matchup first match, and then actually knowing their luck, they might draw Seattle, which could be their worst matchup for the first match. But if they don't draw Seattle, I think they move past and then they'll place good. I think
Vancouver.
in land, Simp is just a different animal. I think he just needs to figure shit out online so then they can apply those changes before they get to land and not make the fixes while they're there. So yeah, I think they'll do good this major though. Like top four, top five.
Yeah. And we're talking about a team that couldn't find a way to fix it. This Minnesota team, what the fuck happened with them? You have so much talent on this team, and yet they're not gonna make champs. Honestly, if we're talking about talent as a roster, top to bottom, they're probably top. They're definitely top 8. I have them top 5 probably. Talented individually as a roster. What do you guys think about Rocker? What's the future of this team? Do you think they should stick together? Or do you want to blow it up? What's your thoughts?
I think every team that has Nero on their team needs to live and die with the fact that they can, on any given day, get a player that just takes over, or is just a player that's a bot outright. I think, but just not Nero. I think all three of these players, Estriel, Geo, Nero, Kenny, I can get into it too. All four of them are just inconsistent. I don't think they can get it going at the same time. I think they lack team cohesion. And I was big on Estriel going into this season. I'm on record saying that. I still kind of am, but all I wanted to see was some more consistency out of him. I've not seen that. Same with Geo. Geo turns up on land usually, and he went to Major 3 and he didn't even really do that. So until I see consistency from this team, I'm starting to doubt they are that talent that I've gassed them up to be. They're definitely talented, but they need to figure out how they can play off their each other. Sometimes when you listen to their comms, you can clearly tell they're just calming to calm. They're not listening, and I think that's a big aspect. Like you either, I remember there was not protocol, it was Vault Hardpoint, and he's like, yeah, block P2. There's a guy in the back. There's a guy in the back, and this guy's sitting back P2. I'm pretty sure it was Geo, and he's still just watching from P2 as he's being flipped out, and he does not turn around. And even the casters were like, "What the? Like, what is happening?" Like they called it out. Like, why does he not turning? So yeah, I think just the consistency. Till they find that consistency, not
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I think it's a hard case of where they, like you said, their champ streams are crushed now. I think they needed to see where they place in Major 4, and then just look to the next COD. I don't think that a roster change would necessarily hurt or help them at this point. I think that it might be their best bet because, like you said, they have the the roster and the talent on their roster right now. Maybe just take that into the next COD, see how they perform. You always make roster change, after that early on next year if it doesn't work out for them. So I think that it's their consistency is just lacking. Their map sense is lacking at times, especially just across the board. I think that they're working together on the map. It's just not whatever they're doing just isn't working out, and we saw that reflected with them. So I think they take it into next year, see what they can do early on, and if that doesn't work, then look to make some changes. So
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The way that people were looking at Beans last year on Boston, that's the way I'm looking at Geo, man. He honestly, I'm starting to question him. He puts up really good stats, but he's putting up good stats on a bad team. How much does he really affect winning? I'm really starting to question that. Estrios, he's a really good player. He seems to fold whenever the team needs him. That's one thing I've noticed on some of these one-on-one plays on S&D, on some of these plays when they need him the most. He seems to fold. I don't know what it is. I've always liked Kenny. You're never gonna find me saying anything bad about Kenny. Uh, Nero, yeah, he's the most inconsistent. He's so up or so down. Go get you Craze or just blow this team up. I think I would like to see Estriel maybe go play Carolina, go help Gwyn. Um, and then Geo, I think Geo, yeah, I really don't know about this guy, man. He puts up good numbers, but I don't know how much he really affects winning. He's just the way that I look at him right now is the way that we used to look at Beans last year on that Boston team. Honestly, I really have questions about
I
this
think
Minnesota team.
talent is there, but the brain is not fully there all the time. I think they need to work on that. Watch a lot of VODs, figure that out. But yeah, no, I just, and then Kenny too. I feel like, just speaking on Kenny, I think this year has just been bad for him. I think we were fooled with the fact that he came from Optic where he was performing horrendous and came into this situation with like these young talents, and he was also doing much better than Optic. But even that much better was really not that good. Now going back and looking at everything, I realized that it was fool. Like, because you finally see him shooting back when he wasn't doing that the first like two majors, and people are like, "Oh, he's back, he's back." But in reality, he's just been as inconsistent. So
Actually,
I think
I disagree
Kenny,
with that. I disagree with that.
hard reset. No, no, I think Kenny, he's not like the player he's been in his previous CODs
Oh yeah, 100%.
has been a
He's
player
not
that
elite
can,
thieves, Kenny.
and that's what I think. Like, you're not Kenny. Like, that's what I know you as. I
No,
know
but
you as
I still
Kenny. I
think
know you
100%
as
he's good. I think
not
he's
this
honestly, I think
LAT
he's the best player
optic
on this team
player.
right
Like,
now.
I think you need to. Yeah, he's the best player because the other three can't buy one. Like, they're just consistent,
No, they
inconsistent.
just brain
I
dead at
think
times. They make brain
I
they
don't. I think Kenny's
overchow.
also inconsistent.
They overchow. You literally see like Kenny looks like a veteran compared to these other players. I'm watching these
It's
S&Ds.
because
These
he's
guys are
no, no.
overchowing.
Kenny's
They're playing
smart.
too fast. Like, bro, I really
Kenny's smart as shit. Don't get
yes.
it twisted. But what I'm missing from Kenny is that player that can take over. He can't take over.
No,
He
yeah,
can't
Kenny's not taking over.
willfully get you a win. He used to be able to do that, as in just last year.
Yeah,
Not even LAT Kenny.
100%. Yeah,
But yeah, I think he plays smart. That's never gonna. His IQ is up there with the best. I
yeah,
think him, Slasher, it's same. They got like some of the best IQs in the game.
yeah,
It's up there with the best, but. And maybe the team too. If he gets get better pieces around him, maybe he could actually do good. But yeah, with that inconsistency, I'm just not a fan of Rocker at all.
yeah, yeah. Well, we're talking about teams that are new look teams. What do you think guys think about the C9 team? Do you try to keep this team? Or do you think Seb's out no matter what? Do you like their pickups of Capsule, of Sparta? What do you guys think about the C9 team?
Tell you right now, lock it in. Sib to the Falcons next year, guaranteed,
Makes sense.
guaranteed. I think Sib goes to the Falcons. I wouldn't even be shocked if accuracy, their coach, goes to the Falcons. He's from Saudi Arabia. He's Muslim. Actually, I'm not sure if he's from Saudi Arabia. I know he talks about it a lot, but and I think that pred accuracy, Sid chemistry is just undefeated. Like they were some of the best thing that happened when CDL was in Vanguard and stuff. So I think Sib is out no matter what. I don't think Cloud9's even gonna throw like a bag like that. They were looking at selling their team to a Saudi team, last I heard. So Sib's gonna be out, and I think I like what I see though. I love seeing the hunger. I like Kremp fighting. Kremp has been good this year. He's kind of proven that he should stay in the league. And then I like what I see from Capsule and Spart too. Spart's come in from a horrible stint in the CDL his last time around on LAG and went and grinded in challengers, came right back, and he's been playing lights out too. Granted, he's not the most consistent either, but I think he's been way better than Attach, and it's helped Sib a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that move actually, Sib to Falcons. I think that would be good for both of them. Um, I don't think that New York can retain Sib as you mentioned, but yeah, I think Capsule and Spart to me when I'm watching them, they're pretty inconsistent. But when they're on, they're pretty on. And I've liked the way that they've looked on the maps, and I think that they're definitely an upgrade from before. So getting rid of who was it, Detach and Mac. Um, so I think that that's definitely an upgrade on that end. Kremp has been far more consistent. I like what I see from him. So um, again, I think this is a case of end of the year. Maybe Sib gone, bring in somebody else to take his place and see where they can go with Kremp, Capsule, and Spart early on next year. Where I could even see either one of Capsule and Spart, getting replaced out with somebody else. So, um,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
think they at least have somewhat of a foundation that's pretty decent.
at least what he's only played one technically what two matches technically. Like
And he
if
has
we're
the
keeping it
same
a
amount
buck,
of wins as Xneed.
if we're keeping it
He
a
has the
buck,
same amount of wins as Xneed.
yeah, but X
Better
Need,
KD.
the way that he
Same
plays,
amount of wins.
his quick snap is honestly one of the best in the league. His reaction time is so good. He is a
He
young
last
star
in
in the making.
rookie
He's
of
a
the year
young
race.
star in the
Just so you
making.
know, he got to
What?
be last.
What?
He
X
got to
Need?
be last in the rookie of the year
No,
race.
no, no, no,
It
no,
has
no,
to
no,
be.
no,
You can't
no,
have
no,
a
no, no,
person with 2 wins. No, we
no.
can't even have that guy in the conversation. We can't even
Look at
give him
his
a bronze
roster.
medal.
He
I know
has
Toronto
one of
Ultra.
the
I
worst
know,
rosters, arguably
but
ever.
nah, man.
Arguably
Yeah,
ever.
don't
It isn't
matter.
even
No,
arguable. What
don't
am I
matter.
saying? It
You
is the
have two
worst. He's played
wins. You
on.
got Fred on your team.
Yeah, now,
Like
but
you
if
got
we
Fred
look,
on your team. You got to make
who
it
has
work.
if
Two wins.
who has the two worst KDs in the league right now? RCD's
Who has the
Caprista.
highest KD in the
RCD's
league right now?
Caprista. He's
Who has
literally
the
playing
highest
with
KD in the
the
league right
two
now?
worst players in the league, and then before
Wait,
that, he
who
was
has the
playing with the
highest
three
KD in
worst
the league
players.
right now, though?
Come on, that's Mercules
Who has
after
the
two
highest
games.
KD in the league right
Mercules
now?
is great. Mercules
I'm
is great.
saying
Mercules is great.
he's third.
You need more of a sample size, and like he's 100% probably gonna take X Need over. He's probably gonna take Super over for Rookie of the Year. Rencore, I'm not too sure, but right
Not
now,
super, not super.
after two games,
Unless you win a chip. I think unless you win a chip, you can't get over Rancor or Super. That's the only
yeah,
way.
yeah, yes, he has to win a major
Because
to get over.
they're not doing the rating off of champs. Like they're gonna give the award out as soon as Major
Actually,
Four
no, what am I
ends.
saying? 100% he's
And
going over Super. Super joined what? Major 3? So it's not even like Super has a huge
yeah,
sample size compared like Rencore, where he's been all season long just dominating, being a top player. No. He can 100. Mercules can jump Super. I don't know if he can jump Rencore. The only way he does it is winning a trophy.
I think Rancor and Super are like this. I don't think Rancor is that ahead.
Yeah.
So in my personal opinion, I think Mercule's the only way to jump both of them. You need to win a chip, which I think this Optic team could actually do it. I think they could win a chip. I think they only get better from here. But yeah, that being said, Xneed, I don't know. I don't see. I like Xneed, but
I like him a lot.
just watching the map, I think he plays brain dead.
Oh,
Like
100%. Yeah, he does.
I really think this guy needs to understand how the game plays before I enter. Like he single handedly caused hardpoint spawns at times,
Yeah.
and I definitely see the talent part. The talent's like up there with the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if people will want to team with him if he's constantly getting you flipped out, constantly losing spawns, not blocking, and I just don't see what top player would want to team with that.
Yeah.
But he could learn it. I think he could learn it. I think he definitely has to just focus on that part right now.
Yeah. So when they're going off this Falcons team, obviously they have two of the worst players. Before that, they had the three worst players. Mercules, you heard him say, yo, this is a friendship league. People are starting to question, is this a plumber league? Is this the plumber era of Call of Duty? I don't think so, personally, but I want to hear what you guys think, because obviously I think that's some bullshit.
I'll go last first. Go ahead.
I don't think that it is. To be honest, I think that the talent is there in the league. I don't. I think that people look at really bad teams and bad KDs and just try to like focus on that more and how bad teams are doing. But there's so much talent. I think that the talent's actually spread out um, more than usual, more than it has been maybe in the past. But I think there's more competition. Um, but I think that there's still superstars that take over teams and another big thing is that honestly money talks. You got a lot of money, can, pay superstar players join your team. They're all on the same team, and that it's
That's,
almost nothing you can do at that point.
yeah,
So I think that widespread across the league, the talent is there. That in terms of teams themselves, just who can dish out the biggest contract and get people that they need on their team, and we see that with Thieves, um, especially this year, right? And it's so far it's worked out for them in terms of their win percentage. So we'll see if that can pan out for them in the long run. But yeah, I don't agree with that statement at all.
yeah, no, I think you cannot call this a plumber league. Just going off the simple fact, there's only 12 teams, right? Before there was, what, 1632? There was OD teams, right? So if you think about it, I think the top talent back then is arguably better than top talent right now, but I think the middle of the pack players is what separates this league, if we when we talk about plumber errors, we're talking about the middle of the pack players and the bottom players, right? That's what I think what makes a league a plumber and the plumber error. I think that because there's only 12 teams, majority of the best players are all on the same team. We keep it a buck. Celium, Simpa, BZ, Scrap, Hydra, Envoy, Joe, Kleenex, and Insight. Be also Beans.
Maybe
You know,
not.
that's my Toronto team. We're talking about Shotzi. Mercules just joined Optic. He could have joined another
Okay.
team, but he literally said, "No, I'm staying. I'm going on one of the better teams." All the top players, they're all playing together. That's why we're gonna. It might look like a plumber league. I'm pretty sure more than 33% of the games this season have been 3-0'd, right? It's gonna look that way because all of the best players are playing on the same team. You can't call it a plumber league because if you add more teams, that's going to add more challengers players, which is going to lessen the talent. Adding more teams makes the middle of the pack players and the bottom of the pack players worse. But since you have 12 teams, you have all of the elite players. All of the elite players are playing in the league no matter what. You have a couple players here and there that are friendship players. Hex said, this is a friendship team. I'm sure there's other teams that are friendship teams. New York obviously was a friendship team. That's why they kept attached in MAC for so long. But I think when it comes to these middle of the pack players, I think the middle of the pack players now are better than they were back then. Just off the simple fact that there's only 12 teams, so these middle of the pack players are making the top teams.
So I heavily disagree with both of y'all. I'd say simply off the fact there's multiple, actually, no, there's multiple reasons why. Looking at just the league alone, I don't think all the top talent is in this league. I think there is a lot of talent that should not be in this league right now. And I think there is undetected
Define a lot. Define a lot.
talent in challengers.
Give me a
A
percentage.
lot. A lot of players that I don't think should be in the league. I can name one player off of every team. Not every
One
team,
player.
except for the top four. Multiple to one player that should not be in this league. I think Challengers has a lot of talent, and you would never know. To be honest, Mercules is a perfect example of that. Nobody would have picked up Mercules if it wasn't for this Beans visa situation. They were not thinking about it, talking about it, any of that. Craze was next up, but they needed an AR. Mercules goes, okay, bang. There are players like that that you would never know. Back in the day, you have 24 teams. I don't think that's necessarily a hindrance. I think that's a good thing. When you have a lot more teams, there's a lot more chances for upset. Today, you play 4 games and you could win a major. What? 4 games and you win a whole major? So you could go in, you could play 3 different days and win an entire major. That's not, I don't think, ideal. I think you want to play multiple times throughout the day. Back in the day, you used to play 4 or 5 times throughout the day. Start at Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday, Saturday. When you're playing that much, there's more chances of being upset. There's more chances of people knowing your gameplay. You have to adapt to that. There's people watching your videos and you're seeing like, okay, this guy plays like this every time. There's so much footage of you out there. In terms of growth of the scene, Call of Duty back then was way bigger than it is now. Twitch used to have numbers beyond anything. We used to have 400, 500,000 people watching streams.
Hold on.
Currently,
Are we
this
talking about plumber league or
dying
plumber era? Are we talking about players or are we talking about the league in general? Because if we're talking about
Plumber League
everything
and
on,
era. No, Plumber era and League. I'll get to the players section of it too.
okay.
The players today also shoot with dynamic aim assist. You have aim assist cracked out. Back in the day, it was at 30 MP aim assist. Currently, the aim assist is dialed up to 250. 250.
Yeah, but
You could not
we literally
shoot
saw
a
Dashy the
sub
video
across the
yesterday
map.
of him watching VOD of
You
old
cannot
players and
shoot a
saying,
sub
"Yo,
across the map.
these kids are ass. These kids are missing
That's
everything."
not what he was saying.
Yo,
That's
he's
not what
saying,
he was
"Yo,
saying.
these kids
That is
are
not what he was
ass."
saying. That is not
Yes,
what he was
bro.
saying. You gotta
Yes,
watch it
he
again.
was.
He was saying that I promise you, that's not what he was saying. He
But
legit watched the whole VOD. He says that's crazy because back in the day it's so much harder to aim.
yes,
He's
one hundred
like, I
percent.
remember playing back in the he said it. He's the greatest shot, arguably, next to Formal. He's like, I remember playing back in the day and knowing how hard it was to shoot. This ain't shit. People think I'm the greatest shot. It's because I was training back in the day. Legit, every pro kind of agrees. It's because you have aim assist at 250 back versus 30, bro. Like you cannot, like you don't have aim assist back in the day. You got to play strategically. You got to really practice your shot. They had recoil patterns back in the day. I remember shooting bots practicing the reverse 7 when I was using the AK. Like, you gotta really, really know and practice your recoil. Like, people back in the day, any of these people that existed now, they existed back in the day. They were in challengers. They are what we call AMs right now. Guess when they got their opportunity in the league? When the top talent retired, when they dipped, when they got the scene, even the middle pack.
That's
The middle pack might not
I
be
don't
as
know about
good
middle pack.
anymore. But it's
I
just
agree
because
with you, top talent
I
is
think
better.
middle
I
pack.
don't
I
middle
think the
pack.
middle pack back in the day was better too. I think there are more iconic players. They had better branding, they had better streams,
We're talking
and
about talent.
they
I'm not talking
placed
about
much better.
streams and shit. I'm talking about talent wise.
I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about talent. I think I'm talking about plumber era. Era includes the league. I'm talking about Call of Duty.
If
Plumber
we're talking about Call
everything
of Duty
Call
in
of Duty
general, then
was
sure, yeah.
coming to
I
talent,
wouldn't put
coming
players
to
up.
era,
Yeah, I
coming
agree
to
with
league.
that.
But even the players, I don't think the players these days were better than players back in the day. You
So,
got apathy, you got slack, you got people that legit play second places that you probably don't even know of right now, but that were second places consistently. Like, you always saw a different team come second. You always saw a different team come third. You didn't see the same top four team that we've had for the last 4 years. We've had top four. That's all we've had for the last 4 years. Top four, top four, top four, top four. Everyone else outside the top four has always just been mid pack because they're not good enough to compete with the top four. Back in the day,
But
you
that's
used to
because
have the
all
worst
the
team
top
come
talent
into
is
a
playing
bracket,
against.
yeah,
and
all
they
the
could.
top talents on
But
this.
you could have a bad team come in, and you could have them beat a top talent.
That's because there were more.
Because
It's like
back
I
in the
said,
day,
there's
you
more
never know
players,
what
there's
the
more
talent is.
teams. So you're
Yeah,
pulling
but
from
you're
a worse
never gonna
player
have
pool.
someone like
You are
a
pulling
team of
from a worse
Craze, a
player
team of
pool.
Mercules. No, a team of Craze, a team of Mercules, a team of Rex, and you get Lunars can come in and smack the shit out of the Falcons. Can smack the shit out of the Ravens.
You're talking
Can
about a
smack the
bottom
shit
too.
out of the Boston. No, but they could come on a team, a top challengers team can beat any of these high like mid pack teams. But you'll never see them in the league because they're sitting there in challengers because it's a friendship league. It stays a friendship league.
I
And that's
think the
because there's no real talent in this league. If you see a player like Nero consistently getting a shot every year after league, something's wrong with the league.
I
But
think
yeah, that's my whole
there are
take. I
challengers
think
players that should be in the league. I don't think it's as many as people think. I think there isn't as many as you think, personally.
there is as many as I think. I think there's a lot.
I think there's a
I
lot.
think I think a team of challengers players can beat some of these mid pack teams easily.
Define mid pack.
The top challengers team,
Like Cloud9 right now,
I'm
could they
talking
beat this Cloud9
Royal
team?
Ravens, smackage. Rocker, smackage. Cloud9, probably not. Um,
You think they can beat Cloud9? No.
Falcons,
No.
slammage.
No.
Falcons, LAG, Royal Ravens, Rocker. I see him slamming. That's
Nah.
four teams.
No. These challenge also
That's
the thing
legit
the issue with
16
these
players.
challengers players
16
is a
out of
lot of them
48
don't know
players
how
that
to
are in the
fucking
league.
play. You hear every single player that comes from challengers come up, they literally all say, yo, these kids and challengers don't know how to play. They all play brain dead. They're all trying to make the league, so they're all trying to make all these superhero plays. The game is so
But
much faster
they're
in
playing against
challengers
other challenger
compared to when you
teams.
actually
Even
come
if
into the
you
league where they say the game slows down, it's more team oriented, right?
Yeah,
So
but that's a team issue. That's not a talent issue.
yes,
A
so
talent can
if
be
you
put
take
in a
a
right situation and can be thriving, right? But in challengers, no one's watching VODs. No, nobody's watching VODs, right? Team is disbanding every other week. But
that's
you
true.
take a
That's
right
true.
talent and put him in a right situation, they thrive. That happens every time. Joe Deceives is a challenger player, right? Like Beans is a challenger player. You put him in the right situation. Let's take Beans for
Yeah, but
example,
also
right? Beans should have been out of the league last year. He gets his shot back again, right? And then people are like, "Ah, this guy's whatever." Like, okay, he's doing good, right? He comes back, he's doing good. He's not great, but whatever. Toronto takes their chance. Granted, it worked out perfectly for them. If it was up to me last year, I would have dropped Beans. I'm like, okay, like this guy is like doing whatever. He's not all that. But then you put him in the right situation with the right team, he thrives. So that talent is out there.
yeah,
It's
but some
just
of that also is
the how challengers is built. And I can talk about that too. The AM team back in the day was built to function out more talent, to flush out more talent. It had team more consistency and stuff because you're scrimming the top teams. No challenger team is scrimming the top teams right now. You're not even going to nurture talent that way.
that is facts. However, if you're good enough, you make the league. Mercules spent what 2 seconds for what 4 majors, moved up to the league. Same thing. Joe spent what like
Yeah.
another 2 seconds. Beans didn't spend that long. Like the players that are going to make the league are going to make the league. You're not going to spend much time in challengers if you are good enough. They will find you.
That's but even then, like Joe Deceives waited 3 seasons till he made the league. Same with Beans. Beans waited till MW3. He made the league. They should have had him in way instantly because of this CDL era. I'm talking MW 2019 to now.
If we're talking about
All I've
CDO
seen
era,
is
yeah, but if we're talking
this
about, I'm talking about talent. Obviously,
I'm
I
talking about
always believe there should
CDL
be more
era
teams.
is being filled with plumber talent. It has been plumber talent. Those players that
All right,
are
if we're talking
in
about
this
plumber
league right
talent,
now would not. I don't think they could lace like Luminosity back in the day. A team of like Slack, Octane, Apathy, and Looney. I don't think they can beat a team like that. And that's a mid pack team from back in the day. Octane used to be considered mid pack, right? And then you go into the CDL era, and Octane became the greatest AR in the CDL era versus he was considered mid throughout his entire career before that.
yeah, since we're talking about,
Same with Kenny. Kenny couldn't do shit.
yeah, but Kenny can't do shit now. My bad. I didn't mean to talk shit about Kenny. My
Two
bad. My
chips,
bad.
two
My bad.
chips
Hold on.
in
No, no, no,
CDL. But
no, no,
like
no, no,
you
no,
see what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying?
no.
Like
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Not
Yeah,
the
since
bit
we're talking
for
about
sure.
plumber era, actually, there's something I do want to talk about because Mercules did say, obviously, I said it earlier. It's a friendship league. Who do you think sees challengers again? Who do you think 100% is going down the challengers at some point in their career? Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but at some point
oh,
in their career, they will see challengers again.
I'll give you a list of them. All right, ready? Dylan Rex, Freesta, Arcides,
Yeah,
Lunars,
yeah.
Fellow,
Fellow,
fellow.
Nero,
You think Nero
Johnny.
goes down?
yeah,
Okay.
Nero, Johnny, and then trying to think. I think Slasher's done. I don't know if he goes to challengers,
No, no,
but I think he's done. But I think he needs to go. Every year you get the same thing with Slasher. Start off hot, end the year slow. Don't really perform in hardpoint. Don't perform in search. Like
no.
I think you get a system out of Slasher, but it depends on what teams are looking for now. I think and so. If he goes to challengers, then maybe Slasher. But I think he's done.
I think Slasher becomes a coach before he goes down to fucking challengers.
That's what I'm thinking. So yeah,
I for sure had Priest and Arcides probably my top, and then I was looking at Johnny. He's just not fitting well into the league right now at all. But yeah,
I
Arcides and Priest, I don't know. They're they I don't
Yeah, if
know.
we're going
It's
off players,
just
I
not working
think
out for them
100%
at
seeing
all.
challengers. I think Awakening. I think 100% at some point is seeing
yeah
challengers
yeah I
again.
agree.
I
I
think
agree.
Metals
I
is
agree
seeing
with that.
challengers again. Uh,
I agree.
TJ Haley, he has the history that says he won't see challengers again, but I think talent wise, I think he's probably going to see challengers. Um,
I think at some point, not after this year. But I agree with you. Like he's on the back end of his career.
what happened? Say that one more time.
I said I agree with you, but
Yeah,
not after this year
yeah,
because
not
he's
after
on the
this year.
back end of his career.
Yeah, I think at some point you probably see challengers. Uh, Nero, I think Nero's somewhere in between. I don't think so. I think his talent is there. I do think he does make brain dead plays. I think he'll find a way to another team. I don't know if he sees challengers. Everybody on LAG besides Kismet, and then RCDs and Priesta, they probably see challengers. Again, Skies 100% will be in challengers. Hugh, I feel like his talent, he's a guy that's always gonna bounce in and out of challengers. Um, whether that is just to stay warm, just to be ready for another team, I think he probably sees challengers as well. So
Yeah, Cammy's probably going to at some point. If we're talking some point, not after
Cammy,
this
oh
year,
yeah, yeah,
Cammy's gonna go.
Cammy,
Um,
yeah,
Snoopy doesn't have too much sample. Well, I think he's got a year or two to prove something. Otherwise, he's out too. He makes brain dead plays, even though he's filthy.
yeah,
And
So
I think even Kismet's kind of on the edge.
then Spart and Capsidal too. Like I know they're doing good right now,
yeah, you
but I
think
could see them going back to Challengers at some point.
What?
Would you say?
Yeah.
shit? put Kismet on a competent team, I
Turns
think he
up
does
in,
decent.
he's good at S&D especially. So that's a huge strength.
Bulldog.
The Bulldog,
That,
yes
that's
sir.
why he's kind of on the edge for me.
All right. Hold on.
Is
All
the
right, so we're gonna play
outline
the
of the
guess who. We're
player
gonna start with Abattoir.
is the outline of the player a help?
Yeah. So
Okay.
got the outline and everything.
I think he knows from the outline.
Yeah. So this
You
player
do,
during
right?
qualifiers
My
4
favorite.
had a
favorite
1.24
part.
KD,
Okay.
28 kills during protocol control, and the 6 first bloods during qualifiers. What is it?
Is this scrap?
Scrap?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Let me get the steal there.
Oh.
Nah, man. It's Hugh the Nuke, man. That's your Optic boy, man. What's going
Wow.
on?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 1.24 KD
I
during
was-
this qualifier. 28 kills. He has 6 first bloods so far.
knew it from the. I saw them glasses.
Yeah.
His
I was looking at the
new
neck.
ass haircut.
You were looking at the neck? Yeah, that's hilarious.
Nah, Scrap's not got to be like center
Like,
knife.
Hugh's been
top of
frying,
his
bro.
head.
A little
Hugh has been
bit
frying.
longer, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give Hook some gas, man. He's been the second best player, I think, even better than Shotzi. Just not. I think Hook's been their best player, but
yeah. All right,
in this
Nightmares.
major, Mercules.
Nightmares, you ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right, after every.
All
Actually,
for the haircut, I feel like.
All right.
Hardpoint KD
1.35.
1.35. Okay.
S&D
SND
of
KD
0.42.
0.42.
And then has a 1-2 record so far during the qualifiers. What player is
All
this?
right, I'm guessing off of the hardpoint KD and then his haircut is Abuza.
All right, final answer?
Final answer.
Yeah, it's a Booza.
Abuza?
Yeah,
Let's
Nice.
go.
Yeah, Boozy, he's been frying. He's been having a laser, but I was actually surprised
Yo,
by the
why'd you
SMD KD.
Photoshop his ears like that?
That's a huge fall off.
You just gave him mouse ears?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
That's crazy.
All right, Avatar, you next?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I just put it in the chat.
I redeem myself.
Hold on. Actually, yeah. All right, so this player has a 91.62 average hill time. 1.13 KD and 6 first bloods.
6 first blood. Oh my gosh.
91.62 hill time, bro. 1.1 KD and 6 first bloods. Who we talking about?
The only person I can think of off the top of my head with that hair also, maybe. I don't think the hair is right, but is this Cell?
What's your guess?
Cell?
Celium?
Yeah.
Nah, he's 0-2.
Yeah. I
Estrio.
knew it was from the haircut again. Yeah.
Yeah. Estrio. He had OD hill time. I didn't realize he had 91 on average
Wow.
during this qualifiers. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guy's been frying up.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. All right, so Nightmares, you gonna finish it off?
Yup, let's do it.
All right.
Let's see if I can guess from the silhouette.
All right.
Who the
Player has a 1.5 control KD.
Okay.
9 hill time on Skyline.
Okay.
And his team's undefeated.
Undefeated?
Yes.
Oh, I think I know who this is. Dang.
What's your guess?
I think Miami's undefeated too, right?
Yeah, Miami is undefeated.
Okay. 9 Hilltop. It's either super or it's insight. But I think I'm going with
those two
super
are-
because
Super?
insight gets Hilltop. So I'm going super.
Final answer?
I was thinking.
Yeah, final
Insight.
answer.
This one got it wrong, man. It's
Oh
inside.
my fucking
It's
god, bro! He had
inside,
9
bro.
hill time.
1.5 control KD. That been turning up on control.
Dang.
He gets hill time, bro. So
Yeah,
I
no,
was
that
like,
9 hill time. I
hey,
saw that. I was like, nah, that's crazy. On Skyline.
nah, that threw me off. That threw me off.
Yeah.
That threw me off crazy.
That doesn't count for me, but
It
that's
don't
what I
count
was
for you. 0
thinking.
for 2. We'll keep it going throughout the season. We'll see. We'll see
I
your record
did
at the
I
end.
did think it was inside,
Yeah,
but
1 for
that
2.
wasn't my
1
guess.
for 2. 1 for
Yeah.
2.
1
I'll
for
be
2.
back next.
No, you 1 for 1, right? 1 for 1.
No, 1 for 1. Yeah.
All right. Let's play. Let's get into our next game. We're gonna play King of the Hill. That's all right with y'all. So what's gonna happen is there's gonna be 2 players. You pick between the one that you pick stays on and goes up against the next player until there's the last final player, and who's gonna be the king of the hill. So we're gonna
So
start.
do we both have to agree?
No. I'll
The
start
bias
with
is gonna
Avatar.
show heavy here.
I'll start with Avatar, and then I'll go Nightmares.
Okay. So
Actually,
just
no.
picking
We're
the
gonna
better
play this
player.
together. You
Or
guys
do
can
we
play
have
this together,
preference?
actually. So let's go.
Okay.
Capsule versus Johnny.
Capsule.
Wait, we're playing together, or what are we doing?
Yeah, you guys can both
Yeah.
give your answers.
Oh, I'm doing Capsule.
Capsule. Capsule stays on.
Yeah.
Capsule versus Crimp.
Going Cramp.
Cramp, yeah.
Crimp or Abusa?
Abusa.
I'm going to Booza.
Both want Abusa?
Yeah.
Abusa or Super?
Super.
Going to Booza.
All right.
Really?
We're going.
Yeah.
So it would be for Nightmares, Abusa versus Purge.
I'm going Purge.
Purge. All right.
Yeah.
Abattoir. It will be Super versus Purge.
I'm taking Super.
You're taking Super. All right. Abattoir, Super versus 04.
I gotta stick with Super in that.
You sticking Super? Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Nightmares. You said Abusa, so Abusa or no, you said Purge. Apologies. Purge or 04?
Purge.
Purge over 04.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, yo. You guys are crazy. All right.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Avatar, who'd you pick?
Super.
Is
So
that
we're
it? Is
going-
that my King of Hill?
Oh, we just talked about this earlier. Super or Rancor?
Mm.
No, I'm good. I'm sticking with Super.
You're sticking Super.
Just
This man's
barely, just
riding out Super
ever so
calls.
slightly. Ever
All
so
right.
slightly.
Purge or Rancor?
Purge. Big Purge.
Purge over Rancor? This man loves Purge. All right, we're going Super or Exnid?
Super.
Super? All right.
Easily.
Purge or
Easily.
Exnid?
No, my answer. Purge.
Purge. All right. We're going Super or Envoy. This is the final match. So whoever gets this is King of the Hill. Super or Envoy?
I think Envoy's lowest is maybe slightly lower than Super, but Envoy this season is for sure better. I gotta go Envoy.
So who you going with?
Envoy.
Envoy. All right. Purge or Envoy?
I'm going Envoy.
You going Envoy?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna put him over.
All right. So Envoy.
I
is the
like
winner on both
Purge, but I
sides.
won't put him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Envoy.
All right. We got the next one.
Let me
What about to say?
let me ask you.
Oh, what would my Envoy?
Let me ask you.
All right. Oh, no, you going on?
No, let me get you in on it.
yeah.
Let me get you on it.
I got you.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, you got Freestar or Paul X?
Priesta.
Freestar or Kenny?
Kenny. Yeah, not even close.
Kenny or Spark?
Kenny. Come on. Don't disrespect Kenny like that, bro. Come on.
Kenny or Nasty?
Kenny. Nasty's mid.
Kenny over Nasty?
Yes. Nasty's
Okay.
mid. He's not he
Okay.
doesn't win one-on-ones as much as I'd like him to.
Or Abusa?
Kenny or Abusa?
Mhm.
This card, Black Ops 6, I go with Abusa.
Abusa or Rancor?
Depends on what my team needs, but if I'm just going just what I think Rancor over Abusa.
All right, I'm gonna give you four more.
Okay.
Rancor or Sid?
Sib. Yeah, 100%. Sib's just a
Sib.
better Rencor. He's basically just
Okay.
Rencor, but better.
Sib or Beezy?
That's a tough one. That's tough.
It's
All right.
tough.
Sib or a Beezy?
Yeah.
I'm going a Beezy just off of his S&D. What he can do for you on S&D is just second to none. Yeah, a Beezy.
Okay. Two more. A Beezy or Envoy?
A Beezy. Not even close. Not even close.
All right. And then I'm gonna do a Beezy or Joe Deceives?
Come on now. Come on now.
Joe Deceives?
That's the king.
Joe Deceives over a
King Joe.
Beezy?
King Joe.
Man.
Yeah, 100%.
Over a Beezy?
100%. Joe gives
Alright.
you everything. He's one of the top S&D players. I'm pretty sure last major he
I
was
respect.
top Hellkitten. Like he is a beast.
I would have shitted on this take last year.
Yeah.
I actually really respected this year.
No. He's turned up. Last year he was a little slow. He started getting
That's
off towards
actually a
the
good
end.
conversation. Joe over a BZ is a serious conversation.
All right, last one for you guys, all right?
All right, bet.
So it's not because it ended that way, it just kind of happened this way. So we're going Kleenex or Envoy?
Envoy.
Yeah,
Over
I would take
Kleenex?
Envoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. What you got?
Yeah.
I got Envoy also.
Oh my gosh. Ball knowledge at 0, man. I might need a new host out here. No, I'm playing. All right, Envoy or Draza?
Kleenex Addy.
Envoy or Draza?
Draza.
Taking Draza.
Both take Draza. Draza or Huke?
Yeah.
Taking Draza.
Yeah, I would take Draza.
The
This
Optic
season,
bias
yeah.
kicked in for a second. You had to think, do I pick do I pick Draza over Optic player? All right. So we're going Draza or Neptune?
Neptune.
Going Draza.
All right, we go Neptune or Sib?
Neptune.
Draza or Sib?
Sib.
You took Sib?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Neptune or Dashi?
I gotta go Dashi. I gotta go Dashi.
I expect nothing less, man. I expect nothing less. Come on now. All right, we're
I think
going.
Neptune is Dashi, but a little bit too Chally, even
Okay,
more than
okay.
Dashi. Yeah.
We're going Sib or Dashi?
Dashi.
Dashi.
It's done.
All right. So for both of you guys, Dashi or Simp?
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
Dashi.
Dashi over Simp? Nah, y'all crazy.
Taking Dashi.
Dashi or Simp
Taking
so
Dashi.
far?
you talking about this season, this
We're
game
talking about
overall?
this Call of Duty, Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
Dashi or Simp?
Gotta go Sim.
You taking Simp?
Dashi, bro. He just hasn't shown. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's all
Okay.
it is. He just hasn't shown
Okay.
what he's
I feel
capable
like
of
this.
yet.
I feel like this one's fairly easy. Okay. Dashi or Scrap?
Dashi.
You good?
No, y'all call me the Optic bias.
All right.
Crazy.
All right.
Dashi.
Simp or Scrap?
I think overall Simp has been more consistent. So
Really?
Scrap has been more
Oh, yeah,
consistent
yeah.
rather. Scrap. So I pick Scrap.
All right. So then we'll end with you, Scrap or BZ?
Scrap or BZ?
Yeah.
Scrap
Scrap.
for sure. I think
All right.
I think a BZ's been less consistent. So
We're going Dashi or BZ?
Dashi.
Dashi.
No, there is no bias here.
No bias?
Strict ball talk, man. Yeah,
Okay.
no bias here, man.
If we're really honestly, I
Bias.
think what's it called? I think we were
Yeah, Dashi over Scrap might have been crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Dashi or Scrap?
It might have been crazy. It might have been a crazy pick,
no
bro.
take
I'm
backs, no take backs.
that's cooked. I'm cooked.
I think our eyes were
Cooked for
covered
that.
by the 2 Faze trophies. I think Simp was a little overrated during the season.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Simp,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if
I
he was
think
a
he
top
had
3
one
solo
good
with.
major. Like genuinely, I think he had one good major.
Yeah. 100%.
Comment below Dashi or Scrap in the comments this
Okay,
time.
relax. Genuinely, all trolls aside, I would have picked
All right.
Scrap, but Dashy's my favorite player, bro. I can't hold my
So I
boy.
want to end the pod with two things. We're almost at the end, boys. Let's finish this off with the All-Star teams, and then we'll get into our predictions heading into Major 4. So, what's your All-Star team first team, All-Star team second team, 2 ARs, 2 subs?
All right, I know my first All-Star team.
This is the first team?
First team.
Okay.
First team. I'm going Scrap, Delium, Hydra, Jodeci's. That's my first team.
Okay. Avatar, what's your first team look like?
Yeah.
So for this current major,
No. For the CDL, Black Ops 6.
oh, the
So
whole
far
team.
this season.
Honestly, I hate to be boring, but I would have to agree.
Same exact team?
I don't have any difference in that.
Okay.
I think that team's been frying.
So let's dip down to the
Much
second
better.
team. What's your second team look like?
Wait, no. What's your first?
My
First
first,
team.
yeah, Scrap, Cell, 100%. Think those are 1 and 2 for MVP race right now. Hydra pretty much is a lock.
Mhm.
I think SMG is a fight between Joe and Neptune. I probably favorite Joe
Mhm.
just because he's better all around, whereas Neptune's more of a slay, whereas Joe kind of offers you more hill time. I think those stats will kind of come into play, and also the fact that his team's one of the top teams. I mean, third, fourth, they're kind of both right there, hand in hand. So,
I agree.
I'm okay with Joe. I'm okay with Neptune. Personal bias, I go Joe, but if Neptune's there, I'm not upset. What we got for second team?
Trying to think here. I know my AR and sub that I want. I'm trying to think who I want to round it out with. Mm, 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 mm.
I think 100%. Like I said, if Neptune is
I got.
oh my bad.
Yeah.
If
No, go.
Neptune is first team, then Joe second,
No, on your first, you gotta have him on the second.
and then I'll
I agree.
probably put Simp as the other SMG personally.
Yeah, I got Ghosty, Neptune, Simp so far. I'm struggling with the AR I want to round it off
Okay.
with, but I'm gonna say Mercules.
Mercules.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're funny as shit.
Wow.
yeah. Ghosty, Neptune, Simp, Mercules. Man, after we win, we win Major 4, Mercules
Mhm.
MVP. You got to put him up there.
All right, Avatar.
I like Go See, Neptune, and Simp, and I would put I'd put in because I'm looking for another AR. Honestly, I know that I like Super better, but I think I'd put Rancor into that
Rencor.
second team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I actually got Rencor on my All Star. I got Ghosty, just for his well-rounded play, his whole time, his kind of the glue guy. I think Envoy. If we're talking about stats, I think he has played better. If you're looking at the numbers wise, his numbers are better than Simp. But you give it to Simp just because he is so good. Won him 2 trophies. He was the MVP. Was he MVP for both trophies or
I take that.
major?
Yeah, no, he's the MVP. So I take the MVP into account too.
Yeah. So
He should have been. Cell should have been MVP for the first major though.
yes, 100%.
They robbed his ass dry, but yeah, you take the MVP
So
into account. You got to have him as one.
Envoy, he's Simp. He's probably gonna make the All Star team. But Envoy, I don't even think he's that far off from making the MVP, the All Star team.
I agree.
Yeah, Ghosty, Rencor, Neptune, Simp. It's my second team.
If
So
I
that
didn't actually pick uh my troll pick Mercules, I would give it to Beans or Insight. Arguably Insight, just because this year more than ever I've respected what he brings to a team a
100%.
lot. I think the system, the discipline, and the pace he brings, his numbers aren't there, and I don't think he'll make the team for that reason. But
Yeah.
I do think insight brings a lot to a team, and that's why you see all his teams ever have only been consistent. They've never had any flaws. They've always been in the top three, top four placements. So yeah, shout out insight.
All right, heading into Major Four. I'll just run through it super quick. Miami, Toronto, Faze, Optic. They're the top four teams in that order. Cloud9 actually surprisingly fifth. Faze sixth. Vancouver seventh. Carolina eighth. They're all going to be in the winners round for Major Four if it stays as put. Minnesota, Boston, Vegas, LAG in that order are in the losers bracket. What do you guys have this Major Four looking like?
Wait, real quick before that, quick question.
Yeah.
My Optic play Ultra next week. Who do y'all got? What score? Predictions.
What question is this, man? Come on, I got
Optic
Ultra.
Predictions.
Optic 3-1.
I may have Ultra 3 too. I'm really interested in seeing how that control goes. The Mercules, I think
I got
he's nice
I
on that
I think
control.
Ultra takes map 2.
I got 3-1.
3-1.
And Optic takes 1-2.
3-1.
Optic 3-1.
What does Optic lose?
I think the first
S&D.
S&D.
I think
S&D.
Toronto's the best S&D team with beans.
I think I don't see a world where we lose 2 hard points to Optic. 2?
Hardpoints
No.
look shaky against Rocker. Man. I'm not even gonna lie. I saw they were landing comeback
Who,
and
us?
shit, so I'm like,
No,
bro,
I wouldn't.
Mercules.
I didn't say this earlier, but I 100% see the complacency on this team. I think at this point we're kind of going through the motions because we already know we're one of the top teams. We're playing Minnesota, who's literally a bottom of the pack team. I see a whole lot of complacency. I didn't see Joe or Kleenex get as aggressive as they usually do, take as much map control. I saw a whole lot of complacency when we played that Minnesota game. You're starting to see a little complacency with our team. You're starting to see a little bit with the LA Thieves too. Some of these top teams, you're definitely starting to see they're starting to get a little complacent. I literally do not. I see us waking up for this Optic team, and I see a 3-2.
I will say this. I said this in the last podcast, but I said LA Thieves will not win champs if they continue to dominate. I think them not dominating currently, them being what are they, 1-2 right now, right?
Yeah, 1-2.
I think 1-2.
Yeah.
So them being 1-2 in this split is a good thing for them. I think them struggling right now is good because teams aren't actively looking at everything and they still have things they could improve on. And if they go into Major Four, still kind of struggling, they end up winning, they have a real shot at winning champs again. I think them struggling right now is a good thing though. I don't think it's necessarily a hindrance to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the only thing I want to say. But yeah, to your question, for were you asking who we got winning Major for, or how do you see me
Who you
just
got
panning out
winning
in
Major
general?
4? Who's your Cinderella? Who do you think makes Sunday? Give me your 4 teams that make Sundays. Give me your Cinderella. Give me your team that you think is gonna get upsetted, and then who do you think wins it all?
Cinderella, I got Optic. I think you got to consider him a Cinderella, no matter how. Even if they go in like the first seed, you got to consider him a Cinderella story because you just don't see them winning. But
Could be
then
Cinderella, even though they're what? They're 4th seed right now. Would that still be considered Cinderella?
yeah, I'm saying like even if they go in as the first seed, I would consider them a Cinderella, with just how their year's gone.
Okay.
That makes sense. And then people expect them to go into land and just underperform, like players like who do that. So,
Yeah.
um, I'd consider Optic Cinderella. I got top four making it Sunday. Optic, Ultra, Thief, Surge. I don't have Phase making it into Sunday. And then I got I got Thieves winning it all.
Thieves.
I got Optic down out at fourth. Yeah.
My
Uh,
top 4 on Sunday:
Ultra,
Optic,
third place.
Vancouver, LA Thieves, and Atlanta Faze. I don't think that Ultra sees this Sunday, and I thought about it pretty hard, and I think that LA Thieves are not going to be the same team next year at all. I think they're going to blow up. And I have Faze winning this major actually.
Hold on, you think the Thieves blow up?
Yep. I think that
Didn't Nate
their
come out and say
whole
that?
Wait, no. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They signed a +1.
yeah,
So both Scrap and Hydra and HR Reveal signed a +1. So at the minimum, those two will stick together.
yeah.
regardless, that this core team fully doesn't stick together. Envoy and Ghosty there. So I don't think
So
I
if they
think that
drop Ghosty, I'd drop Mercules.
I
No
think that it's
bullshit.
a failure of a season for them, no matter how far they've gotten so far. I don't think that they're not going to win this major. I think that Faze is going to get it together and they're going to wind up winning major.
This man really loves Faze, man. Just say it, man. Faze up, man. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
I'm
Man.
not gonna say it. I just
Say it, man.
think
I
that
saw taking a couple shots together, man. I saw
They're
it. I
throwing
saw it.
peace signs up and
with
shit.
what I've seen, their gameplay, I don't think that this slump's sustainable. I think that they push forward here in major
Yeah,
four.
man.
Come out with it. I have Faze beating Optic in the final on Sunday.
Yeah, man. This man met Faze at the bar, and now he's just Faze. He met the bar. Oh my god. All right. So I got me personally top 4. I go Ultra, Thieves, Heretics.
Ultra 1 or just like you're just saying
I'm
no
just
order?
no order. Ultra, Thieves, Heretics, and then I probably go Optic. I think they turn up on land. I don't think Faze make the Sunday. The team that I think that get upsetted, I think that's gonna be Surge. I think Heretics take Surge's spot in the top 4. I think Heretics are I don't think they're better than Surge at S&D. Surge, they're cold right now. They obviously turn up on land, but I think they're too cold.
You got Faze being upset too?
Yeah, but I think Surge is more of an upset than Faze. I think Faze just haven't looked good, whereas Surge, they've literally went 3rd place. Well, they went to the grand final, technically, last thing. So I think that's technically more of an upset, considering that Faze didn't even make Sunday last major. Faze, they just haven't looked good at all. Cinderella team.
I don't think
If you want to consider it Optic, you can go Optic. I think depending on matchup, Cloud9 could be a Cinderella team. We saw Sid perform well on a LAN. He could do it again and take his team to a nice little Cinderella run. So Optic or New York for my Cinderella. Toronto Ultra, they have won a major every year since the beginning of CDL, since this thing has started. And I think this is our major. I think we keep the streak going.
Streaks has got to come to an end.
I think we take this major.
streaks are meant to be broken.
So that's my major. Ultra win, top 4 Heretics, Ultra, Optic and Thieves. Cinderella will be Optic or Cloud9, depending on whether you consider Optic a Cinderella team, being at the top 4. The upset will be Surge, and Faze do not make the Sunday. I'm sorry, Faze fans. Sorry, Faze up, but Faze will be going down. So that's my major. Ultra win, top 4 Heretics, Ultra, Optic and Thieves. Cinderella will be Optic or Cloud9, depending on whether you consider Optic a Cinderella team, being at the top 4. The upset will be Surge, and Faze do not make the Sunday. I'm sorry, Faze fans. Sorry, Faze up, but Faze will be going down.
Guarantee I make is this: Ultra will not place higher than top 3. I got that as guaranteed. I think I don't think this team's ceiling is higher than top 3.
Yeah.
I don't think if all 4 of them are playing at their best, I think they get to top 3.
Nah, I think a lot of it's matchups. I've said it last time. It's matchups.
Joe's ceiling specifically is past top 3 for sure, but I think with the rest of his team, I don't think that it is.
But
they might underperform, man. Y'all don't got Mercules.
Nah, we all know Bean's S&D demon, man.
Need Mercules, man.
Demon.
Don't want to see Mercules on land.
That's funny as shit. But all right, boys.
But yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's gonna do it for the kill feed. Thank y'all for tuning in, guys.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate it. I know it's a long episode, but hey, man, we just love Call of Duty, man. We could talk and yap about Call of Duty all day, every day. But thank y'all deadass for tuning in. And follow us on all socials, KillfeedHQ on all socials. Whatever socials you want to look it up, KillfeedHQ, man. So
Yeah, KillfeedHQ,
yeah.
Twitter, TikTok. Thank you guys for tuning in. It means a lot to us. Keep on talking about this COD stuff, man. We enjoy it. We love it. We love talking about it. We love watching it. Just as much as you guys give us your comment, your feedbacks. If you want to talk to us about it, go ahead. We'll definitely bark back at you. In the comments, want to give a quick shout out. OC Esports just won Collegiate COD League. Shout out to my boy Prada out there, man. He's doing his thing out there in college COD. Just want to give that quick shout out.
Yes, sir.
With that, wrap it up, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace out.